One comment that I get every so often is, Andrew, we understand you like the Malaysias and the Mexicos for living in now. But as you get older and as you have children and as you want to slow down, aren't you going to want to go back to those developed world countries? I'm going to address that comment and that question in this video. Hey, I'm Andrew Henderson. You can learn how to work with my team and I to create your own Nomad Capitalist plan at nomadcapitalist.com. But let me talk today about what I think is a big misunderstanding a lot of people have. And it really speaks to how I believe that the world has changed in my lifetime. You see, I like to live in so-called developing countries or emerging countries. I have homes in Malaysia, in Colombia, Serbia, Montenegro. Those are the kind of places where I like to spend my time. I make investments in places like Cambodia and Georgia. And
Cheers.
oh, thank you. That's delicious.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. You know, the interesting thing for me is that so many people say, oh, that's just a transient thing as you kind of work your way back up. You see, I left the United States because I didn't feel like I belonged there, and because I realized that once I was out of the country, I figured, hey, I can save a lot of money. I can put that money back into investing in myself, back into investing in my business. And I liked it so much that now I have homes and I spend time all around the world. But where do I not go? I don't really spend a lot of time in places like Canada or Australia, New Zealand. I go to London every once in a while, but it's not number one on my list. And while I have respect for those places, and if you want to live there, that's cool, what I want to make the point is that it's okay to settle for quote-unquote second or quote-unquote third world. You see, in the last 25 to 35 years, there's been tremendous change in the world. When I was born in the United States in 1984, it was the number one place to be born. Now, it's barely in the top 20. And there have been so many other countries that have come up to where they now offer a very livable alternative. You see, I'm happy to spend my time in the Malaysias, the Mexicos, the Montenegros of the world, spending a lot less money, enjoying a better life with a lot fewer dumb rules, and keeping a lot more of my own money because I pay a lot less in taxes. And so, you know, if you live in these kinds of countries and make $1 million a year, you can save 80 or 90% of your income. Where if you do that in a place like the United States, you might save 20 or 30% of your income. That's a big savings over a lifetime. And so for me, it's not only that financial benefit, but for me, you know, first world is not necessarily the goal. We had a gentleman that we're helping recently who said, Andrew, I want to have the freedom to travel anywhere in the world that I want. I want to create a passport portfolio where I'm a citizen of countries. I want to be able to go anywhere except what you call the Tier A countries, the US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, UK. He's like, I don't care about those countries. You know, the weather's often bad. There's so many rules. It's so expensive. It's just overrated, he said. And so those of us who come from developed countries, I think that oftentimes we look at, you know, I'll go to live in Thailand for 5 years, but it's not going to last. Eventually I'll go home. Why does that have to be the case? If Thailand is better, it can be better forever. If Mexico is better, it can be better forever. And what I want to encourage people to think about, and what I want to challenge, is this notion that, you know, the digital nomadism of, let me go to Bali for a couple years just to save a few bucks, you know, get some tax savings, and then go home and live my quote-unquote real life. This is real life. You know, this is my real life. I have some of the best food. I have some of the nicest people. I have some of the greatest experiences that I would never have in those developed world countries. And I get to keep a lot more money in my pocket to make investments, to give, to build my business. Here's the bottom line. Not everyone wants to live in Switzerland. Not everyone needs to live in Canada. These countries, for some people, they're great. For me, they're a brand name. They're an overrated, overpriced brand name living off of the fumes of an era that no longer exists. So many countries now that you wouldn't even consider living in a couple decades ago are now excellent alternatives to these countries at a fraction of the price, at a fraction of the tax rate, with much more freedom, much more quality of life. And so if we're going to apply that old school branding of decades ago to our life today, we're going to be at a disadvantage. The quote-unquote emerging countries, the second and third world countries, as people pejoratively call them, to me, have a lot more to offer you're going to build your business, you're going to build your wealth, you're going to enjoy your life. To me, this is the life I'm looking for. I'm not looking to go back to developed world. Hi, I'm Andrew Henderson from Nomad Capitalist. I wrote this book, which you can find on Amazon, to distill a lot of the stuff we talk about in these videos and a lot of the stuff I've learned over the last decade plus traveling all around the world, teaching you about how to legally reduce your taxes, build your personal freedom, and create wealth faster. Definitely get a copy of this book if you want to learn more. Now, if you want to watch more videos, make sure you subscribe to our channel and make sure you click the notifications bell so you never miss one of our new videos with more tips on how to go where you're treated best. And if you're already a 6 or 7-figure entrepreneur and you'd like to put these strategies in place for yourself, go to nomadcapitalist.com and learn about how I can help you.